for joining me. We are going to look at 3 different strategies for solving multiplication, and these are ones that your students have been exposed to. We're going to solve the same problem with each of them. We're going to work the problem 3 times 42. And the first way that we're going to do this is called the standard algorithm, and this is exactly what I learned in school, and probably what you learned in school too, where you would take your larger number and stack it on top of your smaller number, and then work your ones place. 3 times 2 is 6, and then your tens place. 4 times 3 is 12, and set them next to each other and get 126 as your answer. This works wonderfully if you know all your math facts, and this is without any regrouping necessary, so this one is super simplified. The second strategy that we've worked on is called the expanded algorithm, and this one is to help with when they are actually, spelled that wrong, sorry. Messy, but it says algorithm. The second is when they are going to have the same problem, 42 times 3, and then they're going to separate it out to have 2 rows underneath that they're going to add together. This first row for the ones, and then this for the tens. So they would have 3 times 2, just like before, and put their 6. And then they would look at their tens, and they'd say 4 times 3 is 12, and their 10, so that would be 120. And then just add straight down to get 126. And like I said, this is for when they do need to regroup. So if they have 3 times 7 and it's 21, they would put 21 here in the ones place instead of just a 6. In this example, they wouldn't really need both of those so much. But the one that we are working on, and almost all of the students are still using primarily to solve, is taking the number, or the equation 3 times 42, and using what's called the area model, or the array. And that is something that we have learned with our 2x1, and we used when we were doing 1x1, the array, I mean. Area model basically is to kind of prepare us for when we have area and we say, okay, to find the area of this rectangle, it's 3 by 42, and then they would multiply out. So the first thing that I instruct the kids to do is address their first factor, which is 3, and represent it as 3 equal groups or 3 rows. So we do 3 dots and 3 lines, just to make sure that we end up with exactly 3. And that sounds kind of extra, but sometimes we have a little hard time making sure that we're paying attention to which number we're looking at. I've had them actually put 4 equal groups or 3 equal groups and then represent 3 in here as the tens. But this is where we'd put our 4 tens. Draw a line and represent our ones next to it. And they would add, or they would count up whatever is in this rectangle. Excuse me. And they have 4 times 3, which is 12. But I'm telling them to draw a line, put a 0 at the end of it, and then they're going to count. If they count 1 to 1, that is okay, but I would hope at least by now we're going 4, 8, and then 12. So they would get 120 here. Then I would have them add their ones over here, 2, 4, 6, to that, and I have had some kids need 3 spaces over here, ones, tens, and hundreds places, and I would say, okay, look at our ones place, got a 6 and a 0, that makes 6, 6 plus 0 is 6. And then look at your tens place, and then here I have nothing, but it would be a 0 because anything in front of, if you put zeros in front of a number, doesn't change the value. So it would be 2 plus 0, 2, and then 1 in the hundredths place, nothing in the hundredths place, 1. And this is possibly kind of tedious for you, but some of the kids are still doing their answer as this instead of 126. So the 3 place value lines over on the side are very helpful to help make sure that they're keeping it straight and not giving you this business. Okay, so that's the area or the array model. Like I said, this is the one that most of the kids are still working on. A few have come to the expanded algorithm. The standard algorithm is really contingent on them understanding and knowing all of their multiplication facts, and right now nobody is here, which is okay. In 4th grade, if they know the area model, they're going to be okay even when they start doing 2 by 2 numbers. So area model is where most of them are, and I'm good with that. So thanks for joining me. Hope that you have a little bit of an insight. If you have any questions or concerns about this, please email me. I'd be happy to re-explain or give you more examples. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.